Gloss benefits. So gloss is nothing new. It's been around a while. Just a couple of things that we want to talk about with we're talking about gloss, of course. It is a demi-permanent color, so it is acidic, which is really nice. The question is, when do I use gloss other than just toners? Just let's remember that gloss can be used as a refresher, and it also can be used to just shine any type of color treated hair or non-color treated hair. So even just for a gloss shine, it's really good. It's a really great way for a salon or a stylist to, kind of build up that ticket. On top of that, we're starting to see right now a lot of salons, a trend that's going on is they're glossing over color. And the reason is it's just a little bit more insurance. And I don't know any customer that's out there that wouldn't want a little bit more insurance, on their freshly done color. Couple of interesting things I want to point out about gloss that have been, kind of been in the headlines. Something we've been talking about. One thing, of course, is that it's plant-based formulas. So it is a vegan product. So who knew, right? I know that, there's still that group out there, that want more of a vegan type of product. So just know that the gloss is plant-based. Also, it is ammonia-free. So it is a true ammonia-free product on top of that. I know there's been some questions. Does the gloss have ammonia? No, it does not. One of the other unique things about gloss that I think that's always kind of forgotten is the fact that you can do great blending. So once again, we're talking about increasing salon tickets. We're talking about adding possibly, a new service to the salon with up to 50% great blending on here. This is excellent as an add-on service, especially for guys. It's a great way to, like I said, increase the ticket in the salon. Just want to go over a couple of the highlights on some of our ingredients, which are really nice. One of the unique ingredients, of course, is the hyper-fermented prickly pear extract. That, of course, is what protects the hair cuticle. It shields the hair from breakage and damage and UVA rays. Also, on top of that, let's not forget, because we are plant-based, you can see in here we have our wheat proteins, which is part of our amino acid complex, blueberry extracts, sunflower seed oil, and then, of course, our own proprietary formula of Integrity 41, which is actually a polyphenol that comes from the sunflower seed. So, which is really nice. Lots of great ingredients. Once again, going back to nature. And I always use this phrase when we're in the salon. Nature has all the answers to problems. So if you look at the gloss lineup on ingredients, you can see we use a lot of core organic ingredients. So these 17 new shades have just popped up. We just created this. Usually, I know we create 6 shades at a time, but we kind of felt that there was a lot missing. And if you take a look right here at this shade chart, you can see, and we had a lot of naturals, we had a lot of ash, some golds, a couple of browns, but we were really had a big gap in the gold and the copper, the mahogany, and the red. So that's why we launched so many at the same time. We really wanted to fill that gap in. And the reason is because if you're thinking about color correction, one of the prime uses for the gloss, other than toning, is for pre-toning before a color correction. And of course, the color that's always missing out of hair when you're doing a color correction is going to be primarily a gold, a copper, a red. So we just felt the need that we really needed to jump on the bandwagon and fill that big gap. And so that's why we created 17 new shades. On top of that, though, if you take a look, we've created some natural shades or some new ash shades and a couple of violet shades, which are really nice. So those were ones that were requested actually, by our salons and our stylists that were missing, something to compete with our competitors. But once again, we knew that the gloss could be used in another way for filling hair or pre-toning before you do color correction. And the answers were in the coppers, the reds, and the mahoganies, and the golds. So that's why we created such a large jump or a large increase in these new gloss shades by creating 17 new shades.